Seconds to air. Stand by, all cameras.
Ready with slow motion and isolated cameras.
Stand by, videotape, and roll tape.
And tape is rolling in less than 5, in 3, 2, 1.
Take tape.
From Franklin Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a critical ball game in the Eastern Division of the National Football Conference. The New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. NFL Monday Night Football is brought to you by Ford Motor Company. Ford's better idea, we listen better. And by Marlboro Filter Cigarettes. Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro Country.
A bitter cold night in Franklin Field, Philadelphia. The standings in the NFC Eastern Division speak for themselves. The now redoubtable Cardinals, who have not had a touchdown scored against them in 4 games, leading the streaking New York Giants by 1 full game. The Giants, with a victory against the Eagles tonight, could reduce the edge to a half a game, and suddenly from nowhere have come the Giants. They have won 6 in a row, but the Eagles suddenly grown confident. They have tied the Falcons in their last game, missed a victory in a last-second field goal failure, and they defeated Miami before that. And so we should have a great game tonight because they've always played the Giants tough. For further talk, my colleague in a brand new winter coat for the occasion, Keith Jackson.
Boy, it's a cold night, and it may have something to do with the outcome of the ball game. I think this is a case of a football team, Philadelphia, with nothing to lose and everything to gain. A young ball club that's been coming. They are young at critical positions, the linebacking positions in particular. The New York Giants, on the other hand, have a new kind of a pressure. The pressure to keep on winning in pursuit of St. Louis, which is a fine football team. So I think the ball game probably is going to hinge early in the game as to whether or not the Giants can move it, and then Philadelphia whether or not they can stop it.
Thank you, Keith. The analysis of the quarterbacks, as always, from the gifted quarterback of yesteryear, Don Meredith.
Howard, I think that Norman Snead, the Philadelphia quarterback, I saw him in Washington, and he came in as a rookie with the Washington. I thought he was the best rookie quarterback that I'd ever seen. He's been to Philadelphia now for several years. He's not attained the height that I'm sure he had anticipated. Philadelphia has not attained that height either. He is a very fine long ball thrower. He has been inconsistent. He has thrown a lot of interceptions. This has been one of the big problems with the Eagle offense this year. Their defense is ready. You go to Fran Tarkenton on the other side, and Fran is more confident right now than I've ever seen him. And I've known Fran for 15 years. Fran says they're leading the offense, a lot of it up to me, and he likes this. He's calling his plays. Ron Johnson's been a big help to him, and he thinks this is a big help. Tim, you go to the defense of the Philadelphia Eagles, and you've got a great linebacker core that's going to give Tarkenton a lot of trouble. And he is aware of this, and he feels like he can do a good job tonight. So it'll be up to the quarterbacks, I think, to see how this game goes.
And, of course, you're looking at Tim Rosovich, one of the mod squad of the Eagles, converted out of Southern California from defensive end to middle linebacker, which Don was about to mention. And you must watch him closely tonight. We'll brief you on him as the game develops. And finally, Don also mentioned Ron Johnson, number 30 of the Giants. Probably the signal figure in the transformation of this team, which was expected to do nothing, but has become a contender. Accordingly, I spoke to Ron moments ago. Ron, I wonder if you'd tell us the difference as you see it between playing for Cleveland a year ago and the Giants this year.
Well, in Cleveland, you had a team which was expected to win every week, and I don't think that they were as high as we are here in New York. Here in New York, most of our games we've been underdogs, and I think we have a lot more spirit and a lot more hustle, and I think I enjoy this type of environment much better than the Browns.
Well, you can't feel that every game is life and death any longer, as you once said. Here in New York, you've won 6 in a row.
Well, yes, we have, Howard, but I think now teams are looking for the prestige of knocking off the New York Giants. And even playing a team like Philadelphia, I think we're going to have a rough time tonight.
Almost incredibly, you have the chance, unprecedentedly in the history of the league, to lead in both pass receptions and in rushing yardage. Now, with this kind of overnight success, what principal factor in your mind accounts for it?
Well, I think the main thing is getting a chance to play and being used in a type of situation where I'm used to being used at. In college and in high school, I was more or less the principal offensive threat, and I think this is the type of situation where I am at my best.
Final question, what has Tarkenton meant to your success?
Well, I think Tarkenton has done a great job. During exhibition season when I wasn't starting, he gave me a lot of confidence and told me to keep hustling, and I would be starting by the time the season did start. And so far, he's been using me quite a bit, which I like, and he's done a heck of a good job calling plays and the physical things as far as running and passing.
You people believe you can go to the Super Bowl, yes or no?
Yes, I do, Howard. Very definitely.
Good luck to you. Continued success.
Thank you, Howard.
We'll be back in just one moment.
Marlboro country, a good smoke at the end of a working day.
You've been moving hard since sunup through a long and dusty day. The cattle stop their moving round, things begin to settle down. Seems like town a million miles away. 40 miles of riding to the end of a working day. You settle back as shadows run to catch that big red setting sun. The evening of a Marlboro country day.
Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro country.
A crisp night. Crisp is a light word. A cold night in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And on the eve, the moments before, the football game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants, the Boyerton High School Marching Band, and our national anthem. The 10th game of the season for these two football teams. The New York Giants, 6-3 on the year. If they can win tonight, will fall within a half game of the St. Louis Cardinals, who tied Kansas City yesterday 6-6. The Philadelphia Eagles with a record of 1-7-1. But Alex Webster has made the point consistently through the week as he tried to prepare his ball club for this game, that this may be the best football team in pro football this year, which has won only one ball game. And of course, if you reflect back to the first meeting between the two ball clubs, you remember the Giants won it 30-23. Fran Tarkenton warming up on the sidelines, and it's a night to keep warm. The chill factor is down around 20 degrees because of the wind that goes with 32-degree temperature. This telecast, presented by authority of the Philadelphia Eagles Football Club, intended for the private use of our audience, rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles Football Club and the National Football League, is prohibited. Pete Gogolak of the New York Giants, the Giants in white tonight, teeing it up. Obviously, they will kick off. to the Philadelphia Eagles. And the deep men for the Eagles will be Billy Wallach, number 9, and Al Nelson, number 26. The referee in tonight's ball game is Jack Best. The umpire is Frank Sinkovitz. The head linesman, Leo Miles. The line judge, Bruce Alford. The back judge, Bob Frederick. And the field judge, Tony Scover. They will play this one on artificial turf. And here's the kickoff by the Giants. It goes to Wallach at the 4-yard line. And Billy Wallach comes back to the 27-yard line where he is dropped hard, and it's first down. Philadelphia hit by Joe Green. The Philadelphia Eagles offense will have at quarterback number 16, Norman Snead. Lee Bogus and Cyril Pender will be the setbacks. Bogus 46, Pender 22. The wide receivers, 85, Gary Bowman, 29, Harold Jackson. The tight end, 89, Steve Zabel. The center is Mike Evans. The Eagles in green. Snead gives to Bogus. And Bogus is across the 30 to the 32-yard line for about 4, maybe 5 yards. Bob Lertzema made the tackle for the New York Giants. Checking along the defensive front for the Giants, Lertzema, number 71. 75 is Jerry Shea. 73 is Jim Kanicki. 89 is Fred Dreyer. Along the front wall for the Eagles offensively, the tackles are 72, Wade Key. 76, Joe Carollo. The guards are 71, Dick Hart. And the right side, number 70, Jim Skaggs. Second down and 5 for the Eagles, and Norm Snead to throw. He dumps on a screen pass intended for Cyril Pender. It hit instead Dick Hart, a guard, on the shoulder and fell away incomplete. In the defensive secondary for the New York Giants, the cornerbacks, number 26, Ken Parker, and number 41, Willie Williams. The safeties, number 44, Tom Longo, and Spider Lockhart, number 43. Scott Eaton, number 20, is making a start despite a very sore leg. He said before the game it was sore, but he felt like he could move all right. The linebackers are 55 Heck, 58 Files, and 64 Hazeltine. Third down and 5 for Philadelphia from their own 32. Cyril Pender in a big hole on the right side. He's got a first down. He is at the Philadelphia 46-yard line. He is brought down by Spider Lockhart, number 43.
It's an excellent block by Mike Evans, number 59, the center for the Philadelphia Eagles. Then on Jim Files, number 58 for the Giants, which opened up that hole in the middle. A draw play. Down to a first down.
So Philadelphia moves for a first down in their first defensive series. Have it first down at their own 46-yard line. The Eagles in green, the Giants in white. A big ball game for the Giants. Here's Pender again on the right side. He is cut down by Scott Eaton back on the 45-yard line. A driving tackle by the Oregon Stater. Well, if he's got a sore leg, he didn't show it on that particular play.
If he didn't have one, he might have one after that play. You know, he hit him pretty hard. Scott Eaton, in the opinion of Fran Tarkenton, is really one of the finest athletes they've got on the team, and he thinks he'll make a big difference to their secondary now that he's back in there. The basketball player, I think, in college.
He was. Some call Scott Eaton slow, but nobody moves faster backwards, which is what a cornerback often has to do, as you know, Don.
They give Pender's progress to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10 from the 46, and Norm Snead to throw. The pressure by Dyer, and Snead unloads. It is incomplete again. It was intended for Pender, number 22. So it's going to be third down and 10 for Philadelphia from their 46-yard line.
Interesting to note the development of Dreyer, Don. Now one of the best pass rushers in the National Football League. Still has things to learn, but the help he's gotten from number 64, the veteran Matt Hazeltine, out of retirement is almost incredible. Hazeltine has been a bonanza to both the development of Dreyer and number 58, Files, the middle linebacker.
Norm Snead 0 for 2 in his passing, came into the ball game a fraction under 50% for the year. Third down and 10 from the 46. He'll throw again. His pass is away. He has a man, Gary Bowman, who started in a wide receiver position. He is hit by Willie Williams, but it's a first down Philadelphia at the New York 35.
You see Gary Bowman come out He comes on, he's running a sideline pattern. Gary Baldwin's number 85. Sneed does a slight roll to this side, which puts more pressure on this defense. They don't know whether he's going deep or not. The ball was thrown on good timing. And Willie Williams, number 41, is the man that you see that comes in there. He made a good tackle. It was a great catch by Baldwin.
A gain of 18 yards on the play. First down, Philadelphia, New York. Just outside the Giant 35. Larry Watkins in the ball game. Number 34, setback, replacing Pinder. That's Bogus. And Bogus is down to the 30-yard line before number 71. Lertzema and number 43, Lockhart, bring him down.
Keith, as the fans probably know by now because of past games, Lee Bogus, number 46, out of Louisville, is a man to watch. Jerry Williams, the Eagles coach, even though Bogus is a rookie, calls him a complete football player based upon his pass reception ability, blocking ability, and as you just saw, running ability.
Call it a gain of 6 yards, second down for Eagles. Ball just inside the Giant 30. It's about 34, 33 degrees. The handoff again goes inside, and this time the Giants are looking for it. Jim Kanicki, number 73, made the first contact. Alex Webster, the coach of the New York Giants. The advance is down close to the 28-yard line for Philadelphia. Third down coming up in 3.
Sneed respects Freddie Dreyer's ability as a pass rusher. He's gotten a great deal of recognition as being a very quick man off the line. Ordinarily, you'll try to trap a man like this, and this is what Sneed feels he can do with Freddie Dreyer. We'll see if he traps him later on in the game.
Third down and 3 for the Eagles. Ball in between the Giant 28 and 29-yard line. Sneed to Bogus, and Kanicki has him in the backfield. And Bogus is dropped for a loss. It'll be fourth down for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Mark Mosley, number 3, the place kicker, has come on the field. Now, Mosley had a chance to win for Philadelphia last week, their second successive game, but it got away from him just at the crossbar. A field goal try, wafted off just fractions wide, and he missed the opportunity to win for them. This try will come from the 39-yard line. It will be into a very light wind, perhaps no more than 3 miles an hour. His kick is away. His kick is no good, wide to the left from 39 yards. So we have a timeout here at Franklin Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with our score in the first quarter, the Eagles nothing and the New York Giants nothing.
Mike Curtis is tough. He plays football hard. But he wants his hair to be soft.
That's why I use Brill Cream. A little dab leaves your hair soft, really natural, like it should be.
Brill Cream believes a man should be tough. But his hair should be soft. Brill Cream, the best-selling hair dressing in the world.
Now from Firestone, a new studded asymmetrical town and country winter tire you can put on all 4 wheels to really improve your stopping ability on ice. With just 2 asymmetrical town and country studded tires on the rear, you still stop. And you've stopped a lot quicker than you can with just 2 ordinary studded winter tires on the rear. Look for the new asymmetrical winter tire at your Firestone store or participating dealer, the mileage specialist.
All right, the New York Giants have the football for the first time tonight. First and 10 at their own 20. The quarterback is Fran Tarkenton. The setbacks will be number 30, Ron Johnson, number 24, Tucker Fredrickson. The wide receivers, number 85, Don Herman, number 18, Clifton McNeil. The right tight end will be Bob Tucker, number 38. Giants in white, and they send Herman in motion. And Tarkenton has it. Looking to the screen. He goes to Fredrickson, a great block. And Fredrickson, from the 20-yard line, comes all the way out to the 44, a gain of 24 yards. And leading the play all the way was number 53, the center, Greg Larson. Tim Rossovich made the tackle, the middle linebacker for the Eagles. Along the line for the Giants, number 69, Willie Young, and number 77, Dick Buzzin are the tackles. Number 61, Charlie Harper, number 63, Doug Van Horn, the guards, and the center, as we noted, Greg Larson. So the Giants open up big with a gain of 23 yards out to the 43-yard line, first and 10. The Giants have won 6 in a row. Beat the Eagles in the last meeting, 30-23 in New York. Again, Herman goes in motion off the eye. The handoff is in the middle of the line, and there is no room. Ernie Callaway and Gary Pettigrew are right there, and they sock it to Tucker Fredrickson hard.
Tarkenton believes that the Giants actually are the true multiple offensive team in football today. We were talking. He says, you know, Kansas City does a lot of disguising of their multiple offenses, as does Dallas. He says, but we really are a multiple offense. He says, if we change formations weekly, he puts them in motion. He says, we never know what they're going to do, so we're going to put them in motion early in the game to see what they do, and maybe we can make some adjustments from it later on in the game.
We'll give him 1 yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. From the 44-yard line, Ron Johnson is off to the right side this time as a wide receiver. Fredrickson, the only remaining back. And Mel Tom just missed Fran Tarkenton. Fran throws to Ron Johnson, and Johnson with 38 catches makes this one at the Philadelphia 49-yard line. Al Nelson on the tackle.
There's two things that I'd like to say about this next play. We'll take Johnson, number 30, as he comes out of the backfield. But you probably saw earlier, Tarkenton rolled to his left. One thing he's learned, you know, he's been called a scrambler, and Fran really doesn't like this. He likes to utilize the people that he's got, and he thinks Johnson's the biggest thing he's had to help him in all of his pro career. He had a chance to scramble. He stopped and saw Johnson coming back across. Man for man, he had Al Nelson, number 26, on him, and that's a good quarterback call.
It'll be 3rd down and a long yard to go for the New York Giants at the Philadelphia 49. Johnson is dropped back on the 45-yard line. Ron Porter, the right side linebacker, drills him. The penalty flags all over the field. Penalty is against the Giants. Obviously, the Eagles will want to force New York into a kicking situation, so the receiving team is on the field for Philadelphia, the kicking team on the field for the Giants. Bill Johnson will punt.
While we await the punt, Keith, Dunn just mentioned how Tarkenton feels about the utility of Ron Johnson. All night you'll see Tarkenton using his backs as receivers. Reason? He's got the agility and durability not to need the long-term blocking that backs provide, and he'll use them as receivers extensively.
Bill Johnson averaging 38 yards a kick. Left puts it out of there, hangs a high spiral. Billy Wallach backs up. He'll let it go. It's in the end zone. It'll be Philadelphia's ball, 1st and 10 at their own 20. And right now, we have a timeout here at Chile Franklin Field in Philadelphia. Our score in the first quarter, the New York Giants nothing and the Philadelphia Eagles nothing.
Merry Christmas. What'd the old boy give you?
Well, come on, let me show you.
Oh,
I got this robe.
oh, beautiful.
What did you get? What's that?
Hawaii! That's what that is. Nice little package, huh? Ralph! Bill gave Gladys Hawaii!
The whole island?
The whole island! And we're going on United Airlines. Bill charged it with his United credit card. The travel agent got it for us. He arranged hotels, car rentals, everything. You hear that, Ralph? Imagine Bill and I riding down the waves of Waikiki, sipping champagne and luau's. Luau's, Ralph!
Yeah.
Oh, we'll probably be leaving in March, so could you...
Yes, I'll water your plants.
Aloha.
Hawaii. Gladys, leave?
No, not till March.
Fly the friendly skies, healthy land.
The statistical story on Norm Snead so far in the ball game as Philadelphia comes to the attack 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Cyril Pender is back in the ball game along with Bogus as a setback, and they're split in the backfield. That's Bogus. And he works his way up to about the 24-yard line before Bob Lurtzimer and Jerry Shea, defensive left side of the Giant line, get him.
Went the wrong way. Should have cut to his left.
Bogus has carried a total of 110 times on the season. He's averaged 2.6 yards per carry. In the game tonight, 4 attempts and 11 yards. From a standpoint of total yards gained on the ground, Cyril Pender is the best rusher so far for the Eagles. It is 2nd down and 6. Snead to throw. Dreyer gets him. Fred Dreyer, number 89, shooting in from the defensive right end position, nailed him.
All right, here's old Freddie Dreyer, and Freddie Dreyer's doing a good job of this all year. He does have great quickness. He comes in, he puts a great rush on the passer. This is the thing that's giving Snead a lot of trouble this year. He has not been able to have a consistent passing game. He's either been getting trapped or throwing interceptions. Dryer, number 89. You see Snead, number 16. A great move. He faked to the outside and came in. Wade Key was the blocker, number 72, on that last play.
The loss is back to the 16-yard line. It'll be third down and 14 for Philadelphia. Snead to throw. Has time. His pass is away. His pass is to Harold Jackson. And Jackson is knocked out of bounds up about the 27-yard line by Scott Eaton. That will be short of a first down. Glenn Campbell guest stars with Johnny Cash Wednesday night at 9, 8 o'clock Central Time on ABC.
Need some guitar picking that night.
Got to tell you, that new coat of Keats is too much.
It's warm. Bobby Duhan, number 28, Spider Lockhart, 43 are deep. The punter is Bill Bradley. Left puts it out of there, and it is not a very good kick. It is high. It is into a mild breeze, but it takes a Philadelphia bounce. And it rolls down right near the New York Giants' 45-yard line. The Giants have the ball first and 10, and they have field position. We have a timeout here at Franklin Field, and our score in the first quarter, the Eagles nothing, and the New York Giants have nothing.
Well, that's it, everybody. Mark 125 for the final man on the Hot Shots team. The Tigers need a big spare to win. It's all up to this battler, Timmy Cole, right now. Here's Cole up at the skittle board, lining up, and... No! A tough break. Now Timmy has that pesky 3-5-7 combination to pick up the spare. Will he play it safe? No, he's going for all three. We'll be back after a closer look at Skittle Bowl.
Skittle Bowl is made by Aurora. It's a game of skill that any number can play. Children tend to be remarkably good at it when they can get it away from their parents. Skittle Bowl by Aurora.
Now back to the action. Cole with his final shot, and he's done it! He has done it! The Tigers win the championship!
Skittle Bowl, the next best thing to having a bowling alley in your home.
Put the ball on the New York Giants 46-yard line. Giants have it first down. No score in the first quarter. Fran Tarkenton, the quarterback. Ron Johnson, the ball to the right side. He is slowed down coming out of the secondary by number 24, Nate Ramsey, and then the pursuit caught up with him. Ron Johnson, who has had quite a year with the New York Giants.
Let's make the point, too, Don, that the Eagles are keying on Johnson all night tonight for the run.
Well, I think if they don't, they're in a lot of trouble.
A loss of 2 yards on the preceding play. At second down and 12. The ball is back on the 44. Herman is way wide to the right side. McNeil to the left. And Tucker Fredrickson's moved up into the slot. Look out for Fredrickson. He's been a prime receiver. This time he goes deep to McNeil. Clifton's got it. And he is caught and he is dragged down by Ray Jones, but not until he reaches the Philadelphia 25-yard line.
Tarkenton says McNeil and he have just gotten together in the last couple of weeks. He thinks McNeil is going to be actually is the big figure there passing him. You saw a very good, what we used to call a zig out pattern. Ray Jones was the defender, number 21. A good pass by Friend and a good route by Clifton McNeil.
31 yards on the play. First down, New York, Philadelphia, 25. Tarkenton will throw. He looks for McNeil. He goes over the middle. It is incomplete. Ray Jones had it in his hands, and McNeil knocked it away from him.
That's 2 plays in a row where Ray Jones has been a signal figure. Ray was one of 3 defensive backs drafted by the National Football League from Southern University. Another noted one, number 48 on Green Bay, Kenny Ellis. But Ray is a rookie, as all rookies will. He has made mistakes, and Fran is going to work against him for much of the evening.
Tarkenton now 3 out of 4 for 61 yards in his passing. Second down and 10, New York at the Philadelphia 25. The game being played at Franklin Field in Philadelphia, the home of the University of Pennsylvania Quakers. Tarkenton to Fredrickson. A good block from Ron Johnson. Gets him around the corner and gets him down around the 21-yard line before left linebacker Adrian Young, number 35, makes the tackle.
Let's watch Ron Johnson, number 30, on this block. You see Tucker Fredrickson, number 24, is on a straight slant out. He's coming. He's got Adrian Young, the linebacker, number 35, and that was a great block. He came back on the inside. They didn't pick up much yardage, but Johnson is a utility black that can do them all.
Call it a 4-yard pickup, make it third down along 6. It's actually about 6.5 yards for the Giants after Philadelphia, 21.5. This time Johnson is flanked to the left side, and Tarkenton's pass for Clifton McNeil is incomplete. Defending on the play, Nate Ramsey for the Eagles. So Pete Gogolak sheds the warm weather, or the warm cloak, and comes on the field, braving this cold weather.
Keith, I was talking to Pete Gogolak before the game. He's talking to his roommate, and he was asking me, he said, you know, what effect did this artificial turf have when you played? I said, well, I didn't have that much, and he's really not that fond of it. He says, I haven't kicked on it but one time this year. That was in Dallas. He didn't decide before the game what shoe he's going to wear. Let's see how he does right now.
From the 29-yard line, the kick is high, and the kick is good.
So he must have chosen the right shoe, wouldn't you say? He picked it out there.
6 plays, 54 yards, and the New York Giants grab the lead.
Pete's really a fun guy. He was telling me today, Don, you were with me, when he said there's all this talk about all the soccer kickers. He said, let's just remember I started it in 1960, and before I'm done, I'll break Tom Dempsey's record.
I like his attitude.
4 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The Giants are on the board, leading by a score of 3-0. Billy Wallach, number 9, is the man the Eagles like to have return the football on all kicks. Wallach is averaging 23 yards per return. The kick goes right straight to him. He backs up 2 yards deep in the end zone and says, we'll take it at the 20.
Not a bad choice.
Next Monday on ABC, NFL football, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be coming from the deep south, Atlanta, Georgia, the Atlanta Falcons and the Miami Dolphins. Next Monday on ABC.
Your home country, Keith.
Yes, sir. Salty cornbread and buttermilk time.
Where's that town you're going to? You told me for Thanksgiving. Bremen. What is it?
Bremen, Georgia.
Bremen, Georgia. Home of Keith Jackson. They got a sign outside the town. This is home of Keith Jackson. He's coming back for Thanksgiving.
The only sign in town.
That's right.
Number 86 is Fred Hill in the ball game. Penalty flag down as the Eagles go to the attack. Bogus is dropped short of the line of scrimmage, back around the 19-yard line. Bob Lertzema, who's having a fine night defensively at his left end position, made the tackle. Referee Jack Best paces off 5 yards against the New York Giants. Offside. You'll note the officials are wearing gloves. First down and 5 for Philadelphia from their own 25. There's Red Webster, the coach of the Giants. Norm Snead, the quarterback, pitches to Bogus, cuts inside, fine block, gets across the 30. He's out to the 32-yard line before Willie Williams makes the tackle. First down, Eagles.
That Bogus is a good-looking ball player, Don.
He is a fine ball. He moves very smooth. I came out to practice Saturday night, and I couldn't get over how smooth he did run in. I said, well, there's nobody trying to tackle him. I see how he does when somebody's after him, and he's doing very fine tonight. He is a rookie, and he's doing a fine job for him. Good trap block, by the way, that last time by Wade Key, number 72 of the Eagles.
Ball is on the 32-yard line. Philadelphia Eagles have it. First down. Snead again to Bogus, and Bogus runs into number 72. John Baker, who is in at defensive left tackle, and Baker is the first man to get to him and knocks him down after 1 yard.
Funny thing. Had lunch today with Leonard Toast, the owner of the Eagles, and Pete Retzlaff, the general manager. The Eagles lost 7 in a row. Everyone knows it. After every game, Art Modell, the president of the Browns, would call Leonard and commiserate with him. Then the Eagles won 1 and the Browns lost. And Toes called Modell, and Modell said, "How dare you?"
Second down, 9 yards to go for Philadelphia. Penalty flag down. Handoff to Cyril Pender. And the X from Illinois hits up to about the 37-yard line, but let's wait for the penalty. Offside penalty against the New York Giants again. Second one in this series.
Freddie Dreyer, the defensive end for the Giants, has a tendency to charge outside. He's very quick, and he moves very well to the outside. That last play was a draw. It was just a turnout blocked by number 72, Wade Key, again on Dreyer. They came back inside of him. Matt Abenstein was covering to the outside, too. They picked up a pretty good gain.
Ball is up on the 30, well, let's call it the 38-yard line and make it second down and about 4 for Philadelphia. The Giants are leading by a score of 3-0, 2 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the first quarter. Giants again may have jumped. The play goes up the middle. There is negligible gain on it.
The thing I noticed that impressed me most was you see Norman Snead, number 16, when there's a fumble or something going on in there, Norman very casually walked back to the back till all that commotion was settled in there. I'm not getting in the middle of that, Jazz. Another good quarterback trait.
This time it was Jim Kanicki who anticipated a little too much, perhaps. That's 3 penalties, 15 yards against the Giants. The football is resting at the 43-yard line. First down, Eagles. Their own 43. The Giants are leading 3-0. Snead to Bogus. Bogus is hit in the backfield by Fred Dreyer, but moves ahead across the 45 up to about the 46.
Take a good shot at Freddie Dreyer, number 89, as he comes in. He makes a great move to get around Wade Key, and he just throws himself actually in front of Bogus. Caught him with his arm. I think she actually numbed his arm a little bit on there. He looked like he might have been hurt. It was a good move, very good defensive play by Dreyer. And he is going to be a very fine defensive end. He already is a good defensive end, but his first year, he's doing a great job for the Giants.
He's 6'6", he's 240, in his second year from San Diego State. I'm sure Don Coryell remembers what he used to do for him. On second down and 8. Not much, as Bogus tries to find some running room, and Ralph Heck, number 55, read the play. That's how cold it is in Philadelphia tonight. That's a hand warmer. It's full, I imagine, of briquettes or something like that. But it keeps your hands warm, and I wish we had 4 up here.
Would you believe 6?
There's the sideline with the New York Giants, Red Webster, Alex Webster, who was a great star with them, of course. Everybody remembers, I'm sure. The ball is placed back. Let's call it the 45-yard line. Make it third down, and a long 8 yards to go. The Eagles have been on the third down hook now 4 times. They've made it twice. Snead to throw, gets his pass away, and it is short. He was getting pressure from Fred Dreyer. Bob Lertzema, the other defensive end. The pass was intended for Ben Hawkins, and Philadelphia will have to kick it away. Bill Bradley, the University of Texas, does the punting. Bobby Duhan and Spider Lockhart, 28 and 43, are the deep men for the Giants. Giants wearing the white. Here's the kick by Bradley. And it is not a long kick. It takes a bounce toward the sidelines, and it's going to be dead inside the 25-yard line, right around the 22. Number 71 is Bob Lertzema, a defensive left end. Appears to have been shaken on the last play. The ball is at the 21-yard line. First down, the New York Giants. Only Ron Johnson is back there with Tarkenton playing the throw. The Eagles are after him. His pass intended for Ron Johnson is incomplete. Adrian Young, number 35, had come across to check on the play. As a matter of fact, 2 linebackers were there, Rosevich and Young both.
You see Ron Johnson, number 30, as he comes out of the backfield. Adrian Young, number 35, is right with him. Tim Rosevich, number 82, is the middle linebacker, and he comes over too. Friend received some pressure in the backfield and moved. Johnson, as you see, held up there a little bit. I tell you, I spent 2 or 3 days this past week with Adrian Young and Tim Rosevich, and I want to talk about these guys a little while. They're a couple of real characters, good football players.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Giants from their own 21. Tarkenton to throw. Penalty flag is in the air and now on the field, and Tarkenton running for his life. Unloads it to Clifton McNeil, and there's not much room for Cliff.
Good move by Fran, though. I'm going to give it to Cliff. Cliff, here, you take it. I tell you.
I take it, Don, while we watch what happens here on this flag, that you were going to talk about Young and Rosevich both being members of what they call the Mod Squad on the Eagles. And, of course, the two were teammates at USC, and the development of Adrian Young has been one of the major causes for the ostensible resurgence of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, they really have. These guys were actually the co-captains of the great USC teams when they were winning some big games out on the West Coast, and they really do have a real thing about this violence part of the ball game. And they feel that violence is certainly a big part of this football game and the physical part of it. And they're a couple of real good hitters.
Illegal procedure declined by the Philadelphia Eagles. 3rd down 10, Giants, they're on 21. Tarkenton has it. He wants to go deep for Clifton McNeil. It is knocked away, incomplete by Nate Ramsey, who was with him all the way. And Nate might have had a chance to grab it, but he chose to knock it away instead.
I wonder if the fans heard some of those, the viewers heard some of those Eagles fans above us as we await isolation on this play, the old pro Nate Ramsey.
You see McNeil running a deep post pattern on Ramsey. Ramsey is one of the true veterans in there. I don't really think he had a choice to catch it or knock it away. I think he just did what he had to do at that time. He was with McNeil, and McNeil has good speed. He just knocked it away. Came up with a 4th down situation here for New York.
Bill Johnson will punt. Ben Hawkins and Billy Wallach are deep. High snap from center. Adrian Young has him. The ball is loose. It is very near the New York goal line. Philadelphia's ball. How about that for a break in the game in the closing seconds of the first quarter?
I don't know how many times we've seen this year, but these are the mistakes that kill you. This is just a high snap. He couldn't field it. It is 4th down. The Eagles are going to get the ball anyway. Adrian Young, number 35, did come in. The Eagles are really up for this ball game. And they're going to play it as hard as they know how. And to quote some of them, they say, hey, this is our Super Bowl, so we're going after the Giants.
And time expires at the end of the first quarter here at Franklin Field in Philadelphia. Our score, the New York Giants 3, the Philadelphia Eagles 0.